because I'm thinking back, remembering on the days where I wanted to do something different with my life. I was working somewhere and I kept trying to find the right job. I went back to school to get my master's degree and I kept searching, searching, searching for the thing that I was meant to do with my life. I remember one distinct moment that I wanted to be taken seriously and I wanted to make a change. I wanted to speak up about the changes that had to happen in my department that I was in, but I carried a lot of fear with me. And one day I realized something. One day it's so you're going to think it makes absolute no sense and that it has nothing to do with the title of this conversation, this video, but it really has a lot to do with it, and it's just about presence. You're maybe sitting in your job and you are very successful at what you do. People come to you for what you know because you know how to deliver. But deep inside, you don't want this life anymore. You really want something different. And so you feel like two different identities are working somewhere that is not working for you. It doesn't fulfill you, it doesn't make you happy, and actually makes you feel like a fraud. I remember pretty much feeling like I couldn't use my voice that was outside of what people expected of me. I would go into meetings, and every time I went to go speak up and say something, someone else would chime in with something else and would take over and dominate the whole conversation. And then one day, I'm walking in the grocery store and I'm watching people. This is so crazy. I'm watching people just walk and charge through. They're on a mission to go get something. And so they're walking through and they're just beelining to where they want to go. And I noticed that when I was walking through to get something, um, I'd pause and stop and wait for someone else to go. I would look around and make sure that I have a pathway to get there. I would ask someone a question to try to figure out where I needed to go and what I needed to do so I can get it. And so like every decision I was making was hesitant and holding back and waiting for others. And in certain areas of life, I was the leader. I was the one that people would come to me um, for challenging conversations at work. Maybe we had a problem customer or an issue that that person couldn't take care of. Maybe they had to have a difficult conversation with another employee. I was the one they came to for that. But in other areas where I didn't have myself proven, I was spoken over, I was sidelined, I was ignored, I was dismissed, and that never felt good. And I realized this pattern in the simplest thing, walking through the grocery store. And I decided in that moment, I was going to have in my mind's eye what I was there to accomplish, and I was going to get it. And I was gonna just keep on walking where I wanted to walk and stop being worried about everybody else. Stop holding back and hesitating because of everybody else. And when I transferred that over to my work life, I started having the courage to speak up on things that were outside of my scope. I had the courage to stand up and say, once you're done with that point, I need to say something. I had the courage to raise my voice and be heard. And all of that started with, yes, that incident in the grocery store. But before that, I had to know within me what was important. I had to discover what I wanted and what I didn't want. And I also had to discover why it was important to me. And so that little tweak, notice, I want you to just consider other areas in your life where you put yourself second, or where other people are just kind of plowing in front of you when you knew there was a better way, a different way to handle it. So when we discover our own voice, when we discover what we really truly want out of life, nothing will stop us from making a change we need to make so that we can live our life the way that we want to live it. Nothing will get in the way of speaking our voice when we need to and feeling empowered by really helping others with the wisdom that you have inside of you, and nothing will stop you from living a life that feels magical and fulfilled because you finally identified what's important to you. So I have something I call the freedom reset that I put together that helped me to calm the mind chatter and to help me to see where I could step up, how I could step up, and what felt good to me. So you'll find the freedom reset in the description below and grab it there. So typical of people loving Georgia. But grab it there, and I'll see you on the other side of that.